The 2022 offensive line rankings are out and the Jets got worse? Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today I'll be talking about the Jets offensive line ranking comparison to the end of last year. Before we get started today, I just wanted to mention you can follow on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out the Just Jets podcast. New episode dropped yesterday. We are talking about rookies reporting to camp, my expectations for them this year. You could call in, leave me your questions, and of course, the Patreon bonus content over there. We got an extra podcast every week. We got an article every week, and during the season, there'll be Jets analytics as well. So make sure to sign up before the season starts. So apparently, the Jets offensive line got worse. I don't buy it. No, I'm going to say no. That's not true. PFF once again coming in with the L. So supposedly at the end of last year, the Jets were ranked as the 11th best offensive line in the NFL, which is a significant improvement from years gone by. And I mean, it made sense. Yes, losing Mekhi Becton did hurt, but George Fant stepped up and played really well at left tackle. Center Connor McGovern, I thought, ended up having a bounce back year after struggling a little bit early on. Alijah Vera-Tucker had his ups and downs, but it's AVT. Morgan Moses was solid for this team last year, and really the only position of weakness was right guard. Now, in this offseason, Joe Douglas said, okay, I have a young quarterback. I'm trying to improve on this team. What can I do to improve just that? Now, what he did was sign Laken Tomlinson, who is a Pro Bowl caliber left guard. So you're plugging him in at left tackle. You are replacing Greg Van Roten and LDT with Alijah Vera-Tucker on the right side. At center, you have Connor McGovern returning. At left tackle, more than likely it's going to be George Fant. It could be Mekhi Becton, but I'm going to stick with my guns and say I think it's going to be George Fant. And then at right tackle, more than likely, it's going to be Mekhi. I don't see how you could possibly come to the conclusion that this offensive line is worse off than what it was last year. And when you look at this chart once again and see the dramatic change that the 49ers took when they lost Laken Tomlinson, and the Jets are the ones who added him, I don't see how they got worse. Now, I'm not saying this is a top 5 offensive line. I don't think it's fair to put that put the Jets in that category, but they have to be right around 10, plus or minus 1 or 2. Like, I don't see how you go from 11 at the end of the year to 13 at the start of this next year when you added a guard who is a Pro Bowl caliber player. That doesn't compute to me. Am I missing something here? I don't get it. Like, the only thing I can think of is maybe they're going to say that the Jets aren't going to be good enough in pass protection, which I don't know. George Fant at left tackle, again, he's your best pass blocker, so it makes sense to have him there. Connor McGovern holds his own in pass protection. He's better as a run blocker, but he's okay there. Laken Tomlinson is a much better run blocker than he is a pass blocker, but you can live with that. Mekhi, I think, will end up being fine. And AVT struggled in pass protection last year, but that was a young rookie guard in playing his first year in the NFL. Most offensive linemen, it takes them a little bit to get going. I think he's going to be fine this year. I'm excited about AVT this year. When you look at this New York Jets team, AVT on the right side, I'm not worried about him making that transition. He did it in college. He played on both the left and the right side at USC, so he is more than capable of doing it in the NFL. Again, George Fant has shown success on either side of the line. He looked better on the left side. That's fine. Mekhi Becton is someone who played right tackle at Louisville, so he should be fine moving back over if need be. And McGovern has been okay. Again, is he phenomenal? No, I don't think he is an elite level center. I don't think he's a bad center. I think he's okay. And you could survive with an okay center. And obviously after this year, they're going to have a decision to make with him. Are they going to bring him back? Are they going to look for a new center in the draft or in free agency? We'll worry about that when the time comes. But for right now, heading into the season, I'm more than satisfied with what this offensive line looks like. I think Breece Hall and Michael Carter can run wild in the backfield behind this offensive line. And I think Zach Wilson's going to have half a chance to be able to find an open receiver with the blocking in front of him in the offensive line. I thought, and this is something I said all season long, I thought Joe Douglas did a really good job of taking away external factors, meaning like, for instance, with Sam Darnold, when he was struggling, you always had that caveat of, well, the offensive line stunk, which was true. Well, the playmakers stink. They don't have enough wide receivers. They don't have enough tight ends. The running back room isn't good enough, which was also true. But that you don't really have that excuse with Zach Wilson. The running back room is significantly improved. The tight end room is completely different. The wide receiver room has a ton of depth, and the offensive line should be good. And even if they come in at 13th, that is still good. That's still a top half of the league offensive line, but it was very difficult for my brain to compute how they got worse from last year. I don't get that. Sound off in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Get after me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Matt O'Leary. I'll catch you next time.